In this video, we're going to talk about how do you achieve financial freedom in 5 years or less. So specifically, I have a Millionaire Maker plan that will help you do just that. Reach not only financial freedom, but millionaire status in 3 to 5 years. Let's begin. So specifically, we're going to talk about 5 points that are going to get you on your way to millionaire status. So number 1, I have a very specific mapping process on how do you map your way to millions. Then number 2, we're going to talk about your cycles of money. I call it your pattern of money. This is where a lot of people are broke, right? They're making money paying off debt. We're going to totally recycle. That's totally wrong. Then the next one, we're going to talk about sequencing, doing the right thing at the right time. And then the fun one, which is get your financial infrastructure in order. That's a term I use a lot. You have a total infrastructure. Think about that. How fun that's going to be when you're organized and structured and have a plan. And then the big one, number 5, what's your freedom day? So let's start with number 1. So the mapping that I use, I call this process a gap analysis. So a gap analysis, which is designed in adult learning theory to really create motivation. So people say, Laurel, I just need you to motivate me with money. Well, I can't motivate you. Motivation is an internal energy that comes from you. But here's what I can do. I give you my number 1 mapping tool. So what it is a gap analysis. So on the bottom, right, if you think about a gap, right, this is your gap. Your baseline is where you are. Where are you financially today? Where's your income, your expenses, your assets, your liability? Like, where are you? And then at the top, you're going to do your best guess at your goals. I call it your freedom day. What do you want? Now, we're going to refine what you want as we get into your plan, but this is just kind of off the cuff right now. Where are you and what do you want? And then in between is where we create a plan. Now, I'm going to use health or weight loss as a goal, right, as another example. So you put your, baseline of your weight. You say, but I want to be this weight, or health, or whatever you want to call it. And in between is the plan. So typically when you have a gap in your life from where you are to what you want, whether in any area of your life, quite frankly, you get motivated. You say, okay, I'm done being this weight. I want to be this weight. I'm done feeling like this. I want to feel like this. I'm done with this money situation. I want this. That generates motivation when you have the right goals. I call it tension of a goal. Because if your goal's too big and it's too audacious, like I'm going to be a millionaire right away, and you have no clue, it's just so audacious and so big that there's no motivation because it just seems unrealistic. And then on the other side, if there's like very little tension, because you say, well, I just want to make an extra $10. Well, whatever, you can do $10 tomorrow. So the goal's not big enough. So we really do a lot of proper mapping on where you are to what you want to generate motivation. And there's a process that I really take my clients through to help get that right tension. Now, once that's set, and in my Millionaire Maker book by chapter 3, we describe a whole chapter on that gap and how critical it is for you. So that's number 1, that's the mapping process. Now, number 2, let's look at your wealth cycle or your lifestyle cycle. Most people are in what I call a lifestyle cycle. So here's what that looks like. You make money with your job, and then early in your 20s, you start buying a bunch of stuff, loading up that liability column. So what you have is income and expenses, assets and liabilities. So what most people do in their cycle is they have a job, they make money, and they start buying a bunch of stuff. So that means in liability column, you buy a house, you buy a car, you got student loans, and you have credit card debt, right? Let's just say those 4 happen. That's pretty traditional early 20s. So now you're loaded up with debt with a job that's supposed to fund it all. The whole thing's just crazy. Then the liability is what you owe. That's your total payment on your house, your total payment on your car, your total student loan, your total credit cards. But what that creates is a cycle of, well, how much do I have to pay per month, right? So what's your house payment? What's your car payment? What's your student loan payment? What's your credit card payment? Now think about it. The whole system is designed that all you worry about now is, can I afford my monthly payment? And everybody's marketing to you that way, right? If you go buy the house, you go buy a car, what can you afford? No one is asking you what do you want. They ask you what you can afford, and you bought it hook, line, and sinker because you don't know any better. So that is a horrible pattern, and most people live their life, right? Worrying about, oh my gosh, I have to get out of debt and I owe all these people. I don't even think about that. In our gap analysis, you're going to see all I focus on with you is income and assets. That's the wealth cycle. See, I don't care how much you owe people. You only owe people because you want a big life and you don't know how to make money, so you just use a credit card instead. I'm going to teach you how to make money and have everything you want. So we're going to focus on income. How else can you make income other than your job? If you focused just half of your energy that you spend on your debt and just focus it on generating new money, like what could you do? What are you brilliant at? Like simple, easy things that you could do to make more money. And then the bigger question is where do you want to invest it? And most people are conditioned, well, I'm just going to hand it to a financial planner, right? I call that park and pray. And then you wonder why it doesn't work later in life, because they actually don't care. They make their money on the front, they make their fees on the front, they actually make their profit on the stock on the front. So why don't they care when you don't win? It's your problem, it's your end result. They made their money on the front. So a lot of this isn't disclosed. Well, the more you watch my channel, the more irritated you're going to be about the system. But you know what? Get over it. Let's just get to where I want you to be. All right, the system's the system. How do you work it? How do you use everything to its advantage in this amazing United States system? It's phenomenal. Now, our lovely little friends in Washington are taking a big hit at it. They want 1031s to go away. They want Roth IRAs to go away. They want a lot of wealth building tools, which is crazy, because I would bet the Biden family alone is worth, I don't know how many hundreds of millions of dollars. So it's kind of crazy they're taking a big swack at the entrepreneurs and wealth builders, but it's really important. Regardless of them, this is back to you. Wealth cycle. How do you start training your brain and thinking, how much more money can I make and where can I put it to work? Like, what a different process. That pattern is what I create with my millionaires. Get out of the lifestyle cycle. Let's create a wealth cycle. Now, number 3 is sequencing. You got to do the right thing at the right time. And the biggest sequence change we have to make is you don't have to be out of debt to become a millionaire. In fact, I'm going to actually put you in more good debt. Right now, there is so much money available. With the Biden administration, they're printing money. It's crazy. But if you have a business, you can get an SBA, Small Business Administration loan, up to $100,000. Most of my clients are getting $75,000 to $150,000 free money for 2.5 years. So don't tell me you need money to start your business when it's everywhere, right? Credit card companies are giving cards out and lines of credit like water. Do not tell me you don't have money to start a company. You just don't know how to find it. That's why I exist. So right now I'm going to stop for a moment. I want you to subscribe to my channel. Every day I'm in conversations about money and I have just tons to share with you, but we got to make you a millionaire. So you're going to get a gap analysis. You're going to change your cycle from life cycle to a wealth cycle. Now you're going to get your sequence in order. Don't worry about debt. We don't even care about debt. You're going to get rid of it later. The only reason you have it again is you don't know how to make money. Think about it. That's kind of common sense. Now let's go to the next one, which is super, super fun, your financial infrastructure. So you're going to be a millionaire. We've got to make sure that your structure is right. Make your corporate structure, your entities, your bank accounts, your lines of credit, your personal credit, your corporate credit. We have a whole list, 35-point checklist I give you when we really begin this. It actually sets your entire financial infrastructure. Because why put a whole bunch of money on a bank account and a bank structure and a financial structure that can't handle it? Because what's going to happen is you'll get overtaxed. It's going to fall down. The people that you hear that were millionaires and then lost it, and then they're millionaires and lost it, they never fixed their infrastructure. I'm crazy about that. I have never made it lost, because I have a great financial infrastructure. You don't build your house on sand, you build it on concrete. So this is what we're doing. We're concreting your infrastructure. By then, your business is up and running. We take another look at that Freedom Day. What do you really want? See, a lot of you come in, you'll say, well, $10,000 a month is going to be great. By the time I'm done with you, you're going to be more like 20, 30, 50,000 a month is what you really want. And it's going to become achievable then. Those aren't going to be ridiculous numbers. Right now, a lot of you might even think 10's a ridiculously high number. It's not. It's very achievable. You're out of order. I call it out of sequence, and you're living the wrong cycle of your life. So let me help you fix it. Let me help you make you a millionaire. I do it in 3 to 5 years. I've been doing this. The book came out in 2006. People say, aren't you going to update The Millionaire Maker? I said, no, it's the same thing. How you become a millionaire in the 1800s and 1900s, early 2000s, same thing you do today. You make it, you keep it, you invest it, you use a team. So when you click on the link below, I cannot believe we're going to do this. We're going to give you a free copy, ebook copy of my Millionaire Maker. So the Millionaire Maker is the book. It is the one that will guide you through mapping exactly how to be a millionaire. When you read the book, it's critical. You find the story most like yourself. There are 7 families and 7 patterns that I helped break and reconstitute a blueprint. And the blueprint's right there in the book. So find the story most like what you've done to yourself financially and just begin. The blueprint's right there. Enjoy.